Hi, I'm Mario Correa, and we just had a team meeting, and we were talking about the sales conversation, and I thought, let's be transparent and share it with the community. And basically, when we're talking about a sales conversation, what we sell is professional services. So you have the service provider. In our case, we do estate and trust work, which is estate planning, estate administrations, guardianships, and then we have the client, or in this case, a potential client. And the first thing I was explaining to my team is what you need to do when you're talking to a client is really identify their goals. Goals, needs. We really need to hear what they're saying, so we're going to listen. So it's very important to listen and identify what's important to them. Some things that obviously come up often is they want to protect their family. Those are some major themes. Or they want to be a good steward. What I'm thinking a good steward is they don't want to pay too much if they can get the same exact thing someplace else. They don't want to take sophisticated avenues if it's just going to be complexity for the sake of complexity and charging more. What they want is a simple, clean plan that addresses their needs and their issues and get there in the most efficient way possible. And we certainly understand that. Now, the clients, so then we listen, and the client's perspective is you have these goals. They might not have clarity on those goals. And you might come up with, and I was explaining to our team, you might come up with some objections. Some objections that you're going to come up with is, when you teach, you're talking to a potential client, is they might think that that professionals are not trustworthy, so lack trustworthiness. They might think that they're too expensive. They might not want to feel, or they would have an objection to be taken advantage of. No one wants to feel like a fool and being taken advantage of. And when I'm talking to my team, I was explaining to them, when you're doing this properly, what you're trying to deliver is you're trying to deliver value. The conversation should provide clarity for the client or the potential client. Even if they say no, they should have no for the right reasons. It should be because there's a lack of alignment on the goals or needs between us and the potential client. It should never be because of lack of trust or because we're too expensive. Those should be reasons that are not acceptable, because what happens is when you're looking at these, when you're looking at pricing, there is actually a natural connection between pricing and quality. Okay, or between what you can do. When there's a price objection, which is where people normally start, is because perhaps they don't understand the market. They don't understand what the cost of legal services really are, what's involved in the process. So there might be a lack of understanding. There might be an issue of comparing the right things. They're comparing apples to oranges. So when you're talking about legal services, there are industries out there that'll give you pre-made forms. And they won't guide you through the process or learn about your individual needs and then customize a package and help you fund a trust like some other service firms will. So if you're just looking at getting a piece of paper, we can send you a form for free. I mean, that doesn't cost anything, and these legal services have disclaimers because they're not really lawyers. All there is they're selling you some paper. So that's apples and oranges. There might be that you honestly just don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be duped. There's a personal pride of not being taken advantage of. And that actually has to do with an issue of underlying trust. So what we talk about with our clients is we have a value, we have a culture of giving value and giving services. So when you're picking an attorney and you're looking at price, you're also going to be looking at the quality of the attorney. So you're going to want to know, can the attorney do what we need them to do? Can they do the service? And how are you going to know they can do the service? Well, you're probably going to look at a couple of factors. You're going to look at years of experience. You're going to look at what the firm does. Does the firm do every form of law, or is the firm dedicated to one area of law? If they're dedicated to one area of law, then it's more likely than not that they know what they're doing in that area of law. So you're going to look at the scope, and the scope of not only the law firm, the scope of the attorneys that will be doing the project, what their experience is. And you'd probably be looking at reviews. Does this attorney have a lot of reviews? Have people come to them? Or is it somebody with very few reviews, so there's not a lot of outside verification in how they're doing? So as you increase the quality, that's really what you should be focusing on, is can they focus on quality, and can they meet my goals? And will they do so at a reasonable price when I'm considering the quality and the ability to meet my goals? And when you have that, that's what you're trying to have the conversation about. That's where we focus on value. We don't want to be focusing on these things, a lack of trust or these issues, because these are really fear-driven. We want to get past the fear to a position of trust to see if it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Because if it's not a mutually beneficial relationship, then we don't want that client as much as that client doesn't want us, because in the long run that'll blow up for both us and the client. We need to proceed with integrity in all of our dealings with our clients. So that's the sales conversation we have with our team members, and now you know how it works behind the scenes in our estate and trust law firm. If you ever have any questions about any of these issues, give me a call at 773-489-8500, and I'm Mario Correa. Thank you.